Are you interested in becoming a surgeon? Perfect! You're in the exact place you need to be. Watch his segment and learn exactly what a trauma surgeon does. Thank you so much. Enjoy the video. First, we're going to talk about what it is like to be a surgeon. To be a surgeon, it takes a lot of commitment. You could be asleep at 1 in the morning and you get called because there's a very bad car accident and you have to go to work. That is not a very good part of it, but still, you have to have a lot of commitment. You are on call 24/7. Even if you are out having dinner with your friends on Christmas, you have to be there. If you get paged, you have to be there. So it is a very big commitment. Next, it is also very stressful. You are in charge of someone's life in surgery. You have tools in your hands with a person whose body is open. You have to be able to think quick on your feet, because if you don't, then you literally could mess up, and that is very, very, very a not very good thing. So if you want to be a surgeon, it has so much stress on your body because you are literally in charge of someone else's. So that's another part of being a surgeon. It's really stressful. Next, it is very tiring. Being a surgeon is super, super tiring. You can be running and running and running, and you can't stop because you also have to be in charge of that person's life. You could have to sprint to go get more blood to help this person who is in need. You have to be able to be tired and still push through, because if you are not, this is not the job for you. So make sure, if you want to be a trauma surgeon, you take these things into careful consideration, because if you do not, then you could be in trauma surgery and basically blow it because you don't know how hard it is to be a surgeon. Next, we're going to talk about what the steps are to get into surgery. Okay, so you have to have a high school diploma, of course, and so after you finish high school, you have to take 4 years of undergrad, which is basically your typical social studies, math, language, science. So you take that, and then you have about 12 to 15 years of medical school. You have a bunch of schooling to do to becoming a trauma surgeon. And it is a very, very long time. So I want to become a trauma surgeon, so that takes about like 14, 15 years in schooling. I probably won't be able to start doing surgery or being even an intern is 33. I probably won't even be like doing surgery until 33. So that is a very, very big thing that you need to take into consideration, because if you want to start your job and you want to start your job in the 20s, this is not the job for you, because you have so much schooling. And so it's just a very, very, very big part of becoming a surgeon, because that takes up maybe even a fifth of your lifetime. So that's a very important thing to take in consideration too. Okay, so now we're talking about after you get out of med school, you go look for a job. Okay, you go to a hospital and you see if they have any surgery jobs open. So then you become an intern. After you get hired, you become an intern and you work with a resident. A resident is a person who is one step higher than an intern, but they're not technically able to do surgery on their own yet without anybody else in there. Anyways, so an intern, so let's say a resident has 5 interns. Then a resident takes care of those 5 interns and explains them and helps them during surgery. And so they take them to rounds, they take them to help the patients, they take them to give them their medicine. So basically they're like the kids for that time being. And eventually you have to take a test that gets you up to a resident. After you're a resident, then you can become you can help interns. You can help interns. You are in charge of interns. Okay, so you're a resident for about maybe 2-3 years, and after you become a resident for a long time, you eventually get to be an attending. And to become an attendant, you have to take a test again to become an attendant. Okay? And you have to then decide what you want to be. So you can be a neurosurgeon, a trauma surgeon, a cardio surgeon, an orthopedic surgeon. There are tons of different types of surgeons that you can choose from. But you have to know what type of surgeon you want to be before you go into before you become an attendant. So after you're an attendant, you basically can be in charge of your own patients. You can be in charge of the whole OR, and being an attendant is basically like a really big step, because that's basically the last step to becoming a surgeon, and you are officially a surgeon. And I think that is an amazing accomplishment. And so yeah, so surgery, to become a surgeon, a full-time surgeon, takes a lot of work. And so I think the biggest part is probably the schooling. The schooling is so long, like literally so long. 12 to 15 years of schooling. That is beyond a lot of schooling. So just make sure before you go into think about you end up becoming a surgeon, then just make sure you take that schooling into consideration, because if you want to start a job right away, this is not the job for you. So make sure you want to become a surgeon so badly that you don't care how much schooling it takes. You just want to become a surgeon so bad. And that is definitely okay. That is perfectly fine. That is my goal. I'm going to become a surgeon no matter what. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to that. I know that's a lot of stuff. So make sure you just take that into careful consideration, because that is a big part of this. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is what a trauma surgeon does, or a neurosurgeon, or a cardiosurgeon, something like that. So basically, a surgeon doesn't only do surgery. That might sound very weird, but a surgeon does not only do surgery. So a surgeon may be in charge of the ER. They can do stitches in the ER. They can fix broken bones. They can do put IVs in. They can do all those kinds of stuff that do not technically are in surgery form. So, but mostly they do surgery. So an OR is an operating room, and that's where they do the surgery in. So they take them into the surgery room, and let's say that patient has cancer somewhere. They are going to take, let's say the cancer was in my lung. They're going to, or lung, I don't know exactly where it's at, but say your cancer is in your lung, and you need to take out that cancer. So the surgeon is going to cut open where the lung is, and they're going to take out this cancer, and they're going to put it somewhere, and then they put it somewhere like maybe in like a little bowl. And next, they are going to sew you back up and send you back up to the recovery room. And so if you are a surgeon and you send them off to the recovery room, it is your job to make sure they are perfectly safe and they are perfectly healthy to go back home, because you cannot send a patient home if they are not ready to go home. Let's say their recovery is going too slow, or their recovery is just not how you specifically want it, then you cannot send them home because it is not cleared yet. So yeah, so a surgeon doesn't only do surgery. That's what I really wanted the point to get across. And so yeah, so make sure if you want to be a surgeon, you take everything into consideration, because if you don't, then this might not be the job for you, and you can go into the job and you might even not know what you're doing, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So make sure you do know what this is, and make sure before you do it. Okay, thank you so much. So there are a couple more things that I want to talk about, and so basically the number one thing that I want to talk about is how fun a surgeon might be. So a surgeon is going to be, for me, I feel like it is going to be an amazing experience, and I just feel like there's so much adrenaline that goes into surgery, and I just love the feeling of adrenaline, and you're freaking out and you don't know what to do, but then you bring yourself in and you take care of the problem. And that's what I love about surgery. I watch tons of videos on how to become a surgeon and what surgery is, and I watch a lot of shows, not saying which, not Grey's Anatomy, that include surgery. And so I feel like this is going to be a amazing, phenomenal experience for me to do, and I just really hope that you guys are interested in being a surgeon too, because it is such a wonderful job, and I really hope this video helped you figure that out. And I just really hope that you take into careful consideration everything that I've mentioned today, because if you do not, then you might get yourself into something that you do not want to do, and you just wasted 12 to 15 years of your life doing school, and then you have to do other schooling to get what you actually want to do. So it is very important that you make sure you know you want to do this job, and you are 150% 50,000% that you are committed to this, because if you are not, it's gonna blow your mind how much you don't understand the points of being a surgeon. And so just thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this video helped you in different ways, that I hope that it just helped you so much in learning how to become a surgeon, things that go in a surgeon and what an actual surgeon does. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you have a nice day.